I'm Darren Boyd Annell from Joosr, and I'm here to talk to you today about bite-sized learning and how it can help with the retention of learning in organisations. So, of course, organisations have been providing training to their learners for a very long time, but certain enduring problems haven't really been overcome successfully until now. So if we think about forgetting, it's significant because we put learners on courses. First thing they do is they go and forget. So we need to understand forgetting. There's a key theory in this area called the forgetting curve. And back in 1885, a German psychologist, Hermann Ebbinghaus, conducted a series of experiments on how we learn and how quickly we actually forget. And it's quite surprising how quickly we do forget things. So within 20 minutes of learning a piece of content, we'll forget almost 50% of what we just learned. Within an hour, we've forgotten more than 50%. Skip forwards a day, we've forgotten 2/3. And at the end of the month, we've only remembered 20% of everything we learned. So forgetting is actually quite a significant issue. And there are three key factors in forgetting. The first factor is complexity. So the human brain is just not designed to learn a whole lot of complex information in any one sitting. More than 7 pieces of information in one go require an awful lot of repetition to commit it to memory. And that just doesn't really work in today's modern life. We're all busy, we don't want to put this much effort into our learning. And the second factor is inefficient repetition. So when we go on courses, it's very typical to have summaries in an e-learning session or a training session, it looks on the surface very sensible, but it's actually extremely inefficient. What the brain actually needs is to learn in a different way. The third problem we have is with the relevance of content. So no one's going to thank you for putting content in front of the learner that bores them, for sure. But also, if it doesn't grab their attention and interest, again, they won't really commit this to memory, so it's a significant problem. But the good news is, there are things you can do about it. There are 3 actionable points that you can take away from this thought leader piece. The first one is, make your content really simple. Bite size. If you have bite-sized content, the learner can learn what they need to know in that session, and the brain can cope with that. The second thing, which is linked, is actually the repetition or the learning strategy that the learner uses. So don't just think about relying on the e-learning course or the training session to summarize that content, as we know that doesn't work very well. If you provide intervals between the learning, that's what the brain needs. So again, if you look at bite-sized content that the learner can then access later, they can revisit the content, they can reinforce that content, they will learn much better. And the third thing you need to look at is the relevance of the content. If you consider that we push content out to those learners, we give them a certain set of courses that are relevant to their particular job or the organisation, well, that's fine, but how relevant do they really think it is? So consider looking at self-directed learning tools, where they can pull out the content that's most meaningful and most valuable to them, and they will commit this to memory for even longer. So the 3 actionable points are: simplify the content, make the content accessible so that the learner can take it when and how they want it, and thirdly, allow them to take the content that's most relevant to them. So what we're saying is, in summary, that bite-sized learning is a really powerful tool in the organisation. It's brain-friendly, it increases engagement, and it increases your return on investment in training delivery. Now, Joosr is a new tool that provides rapid, bite-sized learning in the workplace. So think how you can turn your staff's downtime into learning time. And that's what we do with Joosr. We take 20-minute bite-sized summaries of the world's leading books on business, professional development, and personal development. And this enables the learner to take the content that they really want, and it's most meaningful, and of course, as we know, that they're going to remember this for longer. Now, the Joosr summaries are really, really practical. The practical advice that they offer can be learnt and applied in the very same day, and that's really rapid too, of course. Well, I hope you liked this thought leader piece. My name's Darren Boyd Annell. There'll be more, so subscribe to our channel and do check out our mobile application on joosr.com.
Available on iPhone and iPad. Start your free trial today.